let's just focus on this first match here. It's gonna be let's see, it's gonna be Morovenka. We have 1-1 with double BZ, 1 CAX, double 430U, 1 FOSB, 1 ABR. Then Burbo a little bit heavier with 1 8100, 1 S7, 1 mouse, double 50M, 1 FOSB, and drops in the light tank.
Will be interesting to see the EDR versus RHM clash here.
What I'm more curious about is obviously we saw the light tank use the plane at the start, but will he try to deny the radar? Will he try to keep it for the strike on the sim line? We shall see. But in my opinion, as long as Drop stays far away so he doesn't get picked by the 243U that are coming his way, he should be fine. Meanwhile, Dejdi will probably be a prime target.
Dejdi is driving into the half of Oneone's forces here on this strike.
Oh, indeed, indeed. But hey, so far so good. Dejdi holding 2 tanks in front of him.
December successfully taking the radar and the mouse. Will give them some critical intel on where they should rotate.
But let's be honest here. What can't Decem do? He can accomplish everything. Especially in the mouse here. He just has so much more HP compared to the enemy team that they're probably going to just free push the 243U and the EBR together. We can see the RHM and the 50Ms are starting moving into Karma already. I don't think the EBR can run. I think he just got trapped there. Draps should win his 1v1, and then we can see Dejdi and Chase just obliterating the 430U of Ligue, I think. I'm not good with names, never been good, so nothing's never changed. D13 right now taking a lot of fucking fire from the 2 things from Burbo. But meanwhile, we can see Octo getting picked up by the 2 BZs, but somehow surviving as a one-shot because of the heal of his and never mind, he ended up dying. We don't talk about it. So Chase, 21 HP, still alive. Good HP lead right now for 1-1. We can clearly see that there's a difference between GCAT and 1-1. I don't think it's strat-wise, but I think maybe player-wise right now. We can see Draps trying to harass the players of 1-1 with some damage, some side shots on them, but I don't think it will be enough, and Win should be able to pick up Deshti here. And never mind, he ended up being the one dying. And if Muscles is able to shield... Never mind. Caster's curse, guys, what can I say? Well, Draps coming in with his HP. And we can see that Burbo managed to close up a 3k HP deficit and turn it into a win. That's
Chase living on 21 HP there was crucial for that crossfire. And the placement of their IHM in the far south in the K-line, K6, led their Foch moving in, allowing Burbo to take the win here, even though they were down 4,000 HP going into that engagement.
Yeah, I feel like if 1-1 just has a little bit more coordination here, they just take the win home. But it's not the case. We saw Chase staying alive. We saw Draps getting involved. Muscles kept Dejdi alive for a long time against the Santa X here. But hey, things happens. Maybe it's the pressure that gets to them. But we'll see if it was just a fluke from the side of Burbo. And there's going to be a rematch just right now on Morovenka between the 2 teams. So we shall see. And I'll let you guys know something. Morovenko was picked by Burbology, so maybe 1-1 was not really feeling it compared to the other team. Maybe they were just not prepared for the map. Who knows? So we can see Muscle and Chase doing 5.5k plus each, picking up majority on the kills on Muscles, while December, Dark, and Octo just like the spot time for the teammates that actually can do damage with their tanks.
We can see Jingshan in the BZ-75 doing the most damage in the match, and as well as like Ruv mentioned, E100, Mouse, Foch doing their job, taking a lot of hits, and allowing their E50Ms to do all that farm.
Indeed, indeed. But hey, no one looks at the damage of the loser team, so
6,000 damage from a BZ is an impressive number, though, I have to say.
yeah, but who cares? You lost. Like in my mind, if you do that and you can't win a game, either you're the problem and you beat your teammates, or your team just lost the game on their own. So there's no other like comments and like scenario that I can see that happen. Or you get lucky with like Fires and Amorites, but even then, if that happened, you just get the wins anyway.
Those are also less common in this game mode.
Oh yeah, no, you're better off just buying a lottery ticket than winning the lottery and or getting a chieftain and then BT from the loot boxes. Who knows? But it's about the same odds anyway. But that's another story. We don't talk about it again.
You are talking about a lot of things that we don't talk about, supposedly.
Yeah, I'm writing my own books. Shameless plug, guys. So, World of Tank History. But hey, once again, NA stays undefeated today. Will they be able to keep that momentum into tomorrow? Who knows? Because the other teams that they're going to be fighting tomorrow are like W and Cashback, the best Ukrainian team in the world and the best international team in the world. So hopefully, alright, I'll be honest with myself right now. I do want Stack to win. But at the same time, I also do want W to win because I got a friend there. So I'm super biased right now. I'm not hiding it.
Mixed allegiances here.
Yeah.
It would be very interesting if North America remains undefeated tonight. If Burbo manages to pick up a 4-0 and 1-1. But I'm going to be honest, I think 1-1 probably should have taken that win there. They were just a little hesitant on their push on the mid on the IS7.
Maybe they're also tired. Maybe they just woke up. Maybe you're not ready. Meanwhile, the players from NA, they've been awake all day, probably warming up for this match, getting ready, reviewing strats and all that. So there's only one way to find out, and it's going to be in this next match that should come someday. Slight delay after game one, I was told. Observer ad to restart his game. So it's normal here that we have some delay. Sorry for that wait. I know you're all excited to see a match two between these two teams, but it has to wait a little bit. So while we wait, Aether, who do you think will win the entire tournament? Do
The
you think?
entire tournament.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna be like W, cashback, stacked? Obviously we don't see
It would be really nice to see Stacked take it all the way, NA represent, right? But Cashback is a very tough opponent. We've seen historically that they, they're some of the best players
Mm-hmm.
in the league, and W as well.
Yeah, the winner from the last season of LS. And I can hear the engine noise, so that means we're going to match number 2 already. So let's get into it. I'll let you go first.
All right, we've got a BZ, double bad chat, Leopard 1, Fosh B, EBR, and RHM from 1-1.
And then from the side of Burbo, we can see Dashjin is M5Y, Muscle is X, the two E50Ms again, Double Light, and Dark in his Bliska. Maybe they're trying to control strat, who knows? Double Light from each side. We've seen that before. It's tested. We know it works.
It is far more common on the EU and Asian servers than on NA typically, but it looks like Burbology is completely willing to adapt their strats to what is needed.
So far, let's see if they reset the radar from Win, and Win was able to take the radar as well, just like the side of Burbo. So both teams got the entire vision in the opposing team, and the Leo from DQ got a run. Otherwise, the two FTM from the side of Burbo will just catch him off guard. And
Chase, Octo, and Draps are moving in on the left side of the map here. Looks like they're planning on splitting the map, with DQ having to fall back to the A6 position in the Leopard.
But he managed to escape, only taking one shot of bleed. Meanwhile, on the other side, we can tell that Karma is getting up with Karma right now, losing half his HP after trying to get info onto Draps, Dejdi, and the rest of the team of Burbo. But it was probably not a good idea. Maybe he got a little bit too greedy here. Will be a little bit too confident.
Burbo was definitely ready for that, as they had their gun line on the ridge there. We shall see what comes of this, but they have 1-1 has the BZ and the Fosh in the middle here, and the Bat Chats are still in the forest waiting to rotate.
Keep in mind though, the team that deals more damage is the team that wins. Plus, the team that gets more kills is also the team that wins. So far, Burbo is the team that is the closest getting kill. Because right now, there's not a lot of things happening. It's just both teams split the map. Dark has cap pressure, and that's pretty much it. But on the plus side for 1-1, we can say that they got double strike going for them. They're ready to capture them. But I might say that the two Archems from Burbo probably have their plane going.
Burbo getting onto the triple cap.
Ooh, triple cap. They were not
Bringing
expecting
it
that.
down to 9 seconds, 7 seconds now.
Oh my god.
They need to drop a strike now if they hope to even stay in this game. They hit one on Muscles, and the second one goes down on Dark Ninja and October, completely resetting the cap. But Burbology still has the cap pressure and more hit points. And the strikes are down, except Wind is picking up the middle one.
Indeed.
Now.
We could tell that one almost got caught off guard here by the triple cap. Especially since they had to reset Muscle. They reset Muscle, the guy that had no points. So it came a few seconds short from a fast cap by Burbo. But we can see that Burbo is currently retaking north side, controlling the A line, currently unspotted doing so too, except Octo being spotted. Probably not a good thing here. But it's
Burbo
fine.
Currently on a repush on the A line, attempting to pick the Leopard. He is alone. 1-1 has no one to support this Leopard here. And it looks like DQ is going to go down. from Chase and December on the corner here. Muscles coming in to support. And I think
first
Burbology's gonna take the
blood.
first kill.
Yup. That was quite easy to get for them, actually. Even though they bled a lot of HP for it, I think they got a really good position out of it too.
They did, and 1-1 was not prepared to repush or take advantage of them sending 3 tanks in the north. It looks like 1-1 wants to retake the north, though, with their bat chats, so we shall see.
Double bat chat can be really scary, but we can just see Octo picking Jinsan in his BZ ear, and maybe actually being able to deny the strike here if Wind doesn't get on it before Octo and SG, and they might just go for the kill here. Yeah, we can just see
Wind is in danger now. Octo and DSG are moving in to finish off the kill. Double bat chat moving in on the A line. Muscles and Chase at low HP, but they are taking down
out of 2 bat chats. Wow, quite impressive that he actually won that, but at least December managed to run away safely, and we know how important the impact of lightnings are on this map. So it's still both lightnings on each team, on each side, alive here. But Burbo managed to pick up 1 strike, and they still have
Burbo
the
in a
pressure.
much better position here now that 1-1 does not have control of both strikes, and they are still up hit points. So they have a lot of ability to deny the map, as well as being in control of the cap circle. 1-1 is going to be in trouble from now on.
And did they use a strike to reset the strike? Or try to kill lightning? I think they did.
They just used a strike to deny Dao Ye.
So now 15 seconds on the cap. The light tank using their plane to spot. Karma trying to flank behind. We might try to see him sneak behind on the 1-2, but will he have the time to do so? I don't know.
It's not looking like it. And taking a chancy shot at the end, and it is over.
2-0 for Burbo. But I can say one thing here. This game was way closer than the previous one. Less mistakes by the side of 1-1, but it was not enough.
I think them losing the north there, having no one to support that leopard, it really gave Burbo the opportunity to control a lot more of the map than 1-1 was willing to give, and it ended up snowballing against them there.
Do we think it's just a problem with the team comp that they brought to the fight, though? I don't think 1-1 is as good as W when it comes to just playing control, playing outside with all the strikes forever, resetting the enemy team. Do we think that they just overestimated their capability and like their skills?
I'm not sure they really expected Burbo to be as aggressive when they held the cap on that side, when they split the map. I think they were anticipating being able to move their forces a bit more freely, but Burbo did not allow them to do so.
Yeah, that was a really good response by Burbo when they pushed the north, and then just set up a triple cap that almost came down to the wire. But you can see Chase top damage in his E50. Some things that is not like shocking at all. An E50 doing damage, shocker. Yeah. The 2 light tanks, like just doing their job, just spotting, just splitting damage, taking shots when they can, being annoying. We can see that happen really nicely from both teams.
I am curious about what you think about the EBR pick from 1-1's end. Do you think a double RHM would have been better for them in terms of the defense?
It really depends, because the EBR, especially if you play for radar initially, sometimes you have the timing with EBR to take the radar without getting spotted at the start, or like take a lot of control initially without getting spotted. So it always comes down to what they're doing, what they're responding with, and what their game plan is initially too.
Right, and then with them taking the forest side of the map at the beginning, I believe they were trying to take the EBR all the way to the end. Their intention was likely to split the map from the start. and to try to take advantage of anything found out of position near the forest or near their base before they had time to rotate. But Burbo was not taking that side of the map at all, and so the EBR ended up not getting very much value in that end.
And the EBR ended up bleeding a lot, probably getting spotted by drops or one of the tanks that stayed on the tree line for the side of Burbo. But let's move on to another map where light tanks are rarely seen. I'm talking about Immelsdorf here. What do you think we'll be seeing here from either side?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the map?
Immels.
Himmels. Well, on Himmels, we will likely see some German super heavies, as well as potentially some hill play with CSs and 50Bs.
What do you think about Fosh Bs in this scenario, or like
I'm a fan of the
Leos?
Foch B. I've played Foch B on hill multiple times, and if played properly, can be done to great effect. But we will have to see.
I think so too. With the slight TD nerf that we've seen like last Onslaught iteration a while ago, we'll see. I do think they're still going to be bringing a lot of TDs, maybe a lot of HPs too.
Right.
It really
Bleach will
depends.
still likely see play potentially as a push vehicle.
It really depends if they play for the hill or the tracks, like because you can't take both. Alright, from the side of 1-1, we got Johnson in the 113, Karma and Win in the 250Bs. And then BZ, Batchat, Bliska, and another Bliska.
And on the side of Burbology, we have Dark Ninja and Dejdi in E100s, Muscles in the CS, October and Chase in the Foch B, December in the version 4, and November in the E4. So both the TDs and as well as the Foch CS and E100 50B prediction all came true. The 113 is a bit of an outlier here.
But at the same time, a Chinese player and a Chinese tank, usually they get an extra buff, right? That's what I always tells my teammate. They're from China, so
They have to represent, right?
they gotta represent, yep.
1-1, driving straight through the middle of the map. Completely aggressive, trying to move in on November in the E4. That is their first target.
Unless they perma-track him here, it won't be enough. And Dark here trying to take some aggro so they don't kill his teammate. And Dark coming out and then clutch with the heal. Dejdi getting involved as well.
December in a mosh pit, completely surrounded.
Literally.
We'll pick off here in a minute.
But
Getting a big shot off before he dies though into Karma. Karma is now a one-shot in the 50B. Burbology is up on HP, and Muscles and October are returning from the hill to support their team.
But in my opinion, two of the impact tanks from Burbo are either dead or like really low HP. But at the same time, you can see the HB doing lots of work on the backline right now, so it's still a close one. HP is even.
HP
1-1
is even.
closing in the gap.
At 200 HP, going down to Dark Ninja. Very important pick there. Dejdi somewhat isolated from the rest of his team. Chase looking to put more shots in the back of the Bleece.
But now Chase on reload, so we gotta be careful here to not get picked. Which will...
October moving in on Wind. We shall see if he picks up the kill on him. Dejdi is melting in front of the Bleece and the 113, however. And this one looks like it's a victory for 1-1.
Yeah, this is over. They never stopped. They kept on pushing into the enemy team. And they managed to see picking up a few tanks initially, and without advantage, they just won the game. So 113 stays undefeated tonight. Unless Octo wins a 1v4, but I've never seen that in my life, so...
He is in a Foch, though. My favorite Onslaught vehicle.
But he probably has the same pen rate as you right now, so it won't be a threat.
Yeah, he's taking massive hits from the Bleast in the 113 here. And he's going to go down to... Oh, takes down Wind before he goes down to Laiji.
Guys, Octo is just trying to get a -4 here. It's just that simple. But that was quite well played by Oneone.
Very impressively aggressive play, I must say.
We can tell that they were not... Their morale was still good after the 2-0 defeat on Morovenka. But keep in mind, Immortals is their map pick. So let's expect some better plays from them. Obviously, maybe more preparation as well. And
1-1, obviously more comfortable in a brawl than a slow play. They definitely took the fight to Burbo there and showed that they are in contention to be able to beat them.
keep in mind, if I look at it, this is the only, like, there's 2 brawl maps. But the thing is, Ants comes at the end. So if Burbo wins 2-0 on Sun River after that, if 1-1 wins 2-0 on Immels, right? There's Sun River in between Ants. So I don't know if we'll get to that. But for now...
So can we confidently say that if 1-1 can hold on until Ensk, that they have a shot of taking this series?
Yes. And I don't think it will be that close on Ensk either.
The surprise pick 113, Zhang Shan,
Top
doing
damage.
5,800 damage. Very impressive performance there. Not a very often picked tank, but it looks like it is slept on, potentially.
Got the job done for sure. I think it's either the lower profile to play a window or just the overall tank in general that just did the job. Like, let's be honest, the 113 here, the only weak spot it has is when you side scrape or like peek like a bot, just get traded like a lot. But if you play it perfectly, it's a really, really, really strong tank.
And what we saw them do is they had the 113 up front. So it was able to potentially bounce some shots moving around those corners for the team before their Bleases and other vehicles show up to engage. And they did it to great effect. They executed the plan, and I thought that Burbo might have been able to hold off there as their E4 and Mouse survived quite a bit longer than I anticipated, but it looks like the HP lead that they acquired at the beginning was just too much to overcome.
The snowball effect is real in this scenario. Especially since they almost picked 2 tanks instantly in Dark, and I think it was Dissem as well, right? No, it was
Yes.
I know it was the 2 twins that, like, one was playing the tank that YOLO'd in, and the other one was the one that got permatrack. But basically...
Yes, well, Dissem, I believe, was in the version 4, and Novem was in the... was it Novem or Dark in the E4?
Dark was an E100 last game.
Oh, okay. And then... Right.
But yeah, we literally saw the 2 twins just getting focused. Maybe the team of 1-1 think there's the secret weapon of the team of Burbo.
If the version 4 didn't get caught there, it's highly likely that Burbo would have been able to stabilize.
Oh, if you just... Do you think if you just slow down in the window or like hold down instead of just YOLOing in, maybe? Just getting some side shots or whatever?
You know, it probably would have worked out better to avoid the ball. They were going in for a full brawl. You did not have your team there. It is
maybe did
more
it too
advisable
early
in that position to potentially even run away to keep your gun in the game. If they spend time chasing you, they have guns out of the fight.
Yes. And doesn't matter. We go to match number 4. We got 1-1 with double BZ 75, double E100, 1-1-1B, Foshby, and the 2684. We're keeping the trend of a few Chinese tanks here. Hopefully it works in their favor.
Yeah, the 121B is a nice pick on their end. And with Burbology, we have 60 TP with Veggie E100 Dark Ninja, IS-7 December, T57 Chase, T57 November. and Octo and Muscles in the Bat Chat and CS respectively.
We can see the two mediums from Burbo just taking up the hill here.
Yes, Burbo taking the hill with their two fast medium tanks, and Oneone wanting to take control of the rail side with their BZs, and version 4 moving down the one line.
Do we think they're just putting cap pressure here as a bait, or are they actually trying to fast cap? This reminds me of strat we did with LTP before. We just put cap pressure instantly with 430Us. We actually bring the 1-1B for the Inspire, and we just hope for the best.
The E100's holding mid here. December and the IS-7 moving back. They're going to... Burbo is going to need to try to get a strike here, or potentially a reset of some kind, as there's 20 seconds left.
Do you think there's a possibility where the 1-1B just joins in the cap and fast cap it?
That would be the play. Have the version 4, the 1-2-1 move on and pull out the win. December looking for a reset, and
but Muscle getting it.
Muscle gets it with HE.
No, with the strike.
Oh, with the strike. Okay.
But December here just suiciding, trying to get as many resets as possible. Getting some.
To throw his tank away to get another reset here.
I don't think it was well, I mean, it wasn't up in the scenario. Especially with Muscles on the hill, trying to get some angles. Because as long as Muscles has a small strike.
Muscles has just gotten a full reset with a track on Jingshan.
I think you should refresh your stream.
Oh, am I a little behind here?
Yeah, you're a little bit behind. But right now we see Dashd YOLOing as well, just like Dissem did in the IS-7. Getting a triple crossfire right now between the V4, the E100, and the 1-1B. 1-1B bleeding a lot of HP, same goes for the E100. And Dark also bleeding a lot at the same time. But Muscle still sound ill, keeping a strike ready to reset. And I really doubt that...
1-1 is still applying a great amount of pressure here. And they are up near double the hit points.
I don't think 1-1 can cap. I think they should just force a brawl at this point.
When they're up this much HP, and they know where November is, and the T-57 as well as the Bat Chat, yeah, as long as their BZs still have boosts, that would likely be the play, to drive through the middle, take out the T-57 and the A100 with the version 4 and Wind, and then...
The main issue I got, Muscles can just perma reset the opposing team. We see November and Octo just trying to flank around, trying to get a crossfire with Muscles. Because keep in mind that if the two BZs and the 1-1B push out of cap, they are forced to cross all the angles in front of Dark, Chase, and Muscles. So we'll see.
They needed to move prior, as November and October are in a position now behind them. Jingshan moving in to potentially pick up the kill on November.
Leaving him on 89 HP. And his teammate DQ is finishing the job. And it's currently a 4 versus 4. But
1-1 at 7,000 hit points and Burbology at 4,600. Burbo was clawing the hit points back there for a minute. They were only down about 1,500. Now with the T-57 taken out, though, Jingshan is looking to move in on Chase to prevent them from getting another strike, but he does not get there in time.
Muscles dropping down from the hill, trying to get involved with all his HP. Keep in mind he's the only one with HP on his team. All his teammates being like one-shots for the BZs of 1-1. But I don't think it will be a good play right now. Obviously, Muscle doesn't know that the BZ from DQ is that close. And now he's running away, trying to escape.
Picking up the kill on the T-57 in the mid. Muscles being caught by the two BZs. Potentially, it looks like he's going to try to run away here. With October looking to flank in the Bat Chat.
And like we predicted, this is going to be 2-2 with 1-1 picking up the two rounds on Immels. Because there's no way where Muscle wins a 1v4 in a scenario. Like, he's really
Not
good.
with Octo going down in the bat chat there.
Negative. Hey, at least more content for us.
Though this goes to show that 1-1 is very, very comfortable with their brawl tanks, with their brawl maps. They want to get in your face, and they want to show you who's boss. And Burbo played both times more space. They like their space. As we saw in Muro, they like those maps. They like the slow play.
Indeed. And also, we're probably not expecting such a play by 1-1. They had to suicide 2 tanks just try to get the reset, while they had a CS who also has a strike to potentially get the reset onto the tanks of 1-1. But they still struggled to do so and lost in the end. But hopefully
Ultimately, the E100s in the mid proved to be too many hit points to chew through quick enough. They could not get through those E100s fast enough to really put enough pressure on the cap to prevent them from forcing them to push in.
yeah. And we see the 2684 of 1-1 doing over 4,000 damage. Muscles in November being the only 2 humans on that team doing a lot of damage. But nah, I'm joking. Europeans also count as humans, guys. The HD also did something. But it's really like December with his suicide that I don't know if he was told to do so. Probably. Which in this scenario we
It's a very tough
understand.
call. The cap was down to less than 3 seconds when
Yes.
Decem got their reset there. So it was potentially necessary to sack the tank.
Yeah, but I feel like there's better ways to do it, to get it. Maybe if you push inside the courtyard instead of into the cap, and just like shoot through the gap.
That is true. If you can get in the window there, hold down as the I7, you won't have to lose all your hit points.
And they would put the other tanks from 1-1 in the crossfire. But onside, it's always easier to tell. We don't.
They
We're
were
not.
under a lot of pressure there. They knew they needed to get a reset, and they knew they needed it fast. And I think Decem just did it the quickest way that he thought possible at the time.
And it worked. He got all resets, but I think him not being able to do a lot of damage in the end was really bad.
And that is exactly what 1-1 was looking for in the end, forcing the cap and attempting to force Burbo's hand into overcommitting a vehicle or moving into a position that they want them to be in.
Indeed. Alrighty, so next map is going to be Center River. If I remember correctly, it's Burbo's pick.
It is Burbo's pick, and from what we've seen of both teams tonight, Sand River is definitely favored for Burbo in my opinion. I think Burbo plays space and slow very, very well, and 1-1 definitely struggled against that kind of play.
Do you think there would be an issue if team of Burbo just decides to ignore a cap and a 1-1 just goes for a fast cap? Do you think that could be a possibility?
With 1-1's current calls and the way they've been playing, it's potential that it's potentially true that they will just go straight for the cap. Take the south, take the cap, and attempt to force their hand again, as that has been working against Burbo on Himmelsdorf. As for if they can achieve it, we shall see. The mid play, Burbo is very good with their rotations. We saw that from Muro. They're very good at identifying targets So as long as Burbo positions and rotates carefully, I think that they will be able to answer correctly.
Alright, so let's head into this match. 2-2 again. From the set of 1-1, we got double BZ, 1 CS, 1 Cent, X, 1 Cannon, 1 double Flash B. So no light tanks from the set of 1-1.
And on Burbo's end, we have 1 BZ, 2 Batchats, a K91, a UDES, a Gorilla, and an RHM. So Burbo is again, with those tank picks, looking to play the space game with the Gorilla and the RHM, attempting to get bleed on their targets before engaging.
Alright, from the side of 1-1, we can see they're going one line and middle. The 2 BZ and 1 Flash B, like we maybe planned a little bit going on cap, but taking a lot of damage, taking 1400 damage on
Wind
Wind.
losing half of their
Yeah,
HP on that there.
from the grill
And
and muscle in his UDAS.
your prediction of their cap play was entirely correct, and they are playing south with their K91 and Centurion to cover. Burbo has a BZ next to the cap. In an emergency situation, they will be able to get on. Octo and Muscles are moving towards the mid, potentially looking to pick out the CS and for resets on the Fosh B.
I do think the team of Burbo should be able to trade Deshi really nicely, especially since they have the base control. Obviously, none of them grab a strike, but it's still first kill for Sam. He has really nice angles right now, though. So it's
Perhaps the Sem are in a very good position for Burbo.
Dream situation.
Very bad position for 1-1 as their CS and Fosh B are now moving in to attempt to take out the BZ and away from the flankers.
We can see from the side of 1-1, they're already down 2 tanks with 1 dropping to 1 shot. While on the side of Burbo, most of the tanks are full HP except the guy that was blocking the cap in Dejdi.
Dejdi sacrificing his tank for the greater good, with Burbology being up HP and having superior positions. They have the entire map right now, and 1-1 is stuck in the river with little hope of escaping, with a Gorilla and a K91 having a crossfire and a UDES and a Batchat above them.
I don't think they can climb up this mountain or to hold a dig for themselves here. It's just a little bit too deep, you know. Being down 3 tanks, being down 6k HP, it's a little bit too much this time.
Yeah, that bleed from the Gorilla at the beginning was brutal.
Game changing.
And it looks like our prediction that Burbo on the maps that require more space and rotations, they are going to take the win here, and it's going to be 3-2 Burbo.
So match went for Burbo. Will we see 3-3? Will we see OT?
I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be a 4-2 scenario. Just from the play we've seen, I think Burbo is far more comfortable on Sand River than 1-1 is, and it is their map pick.
So as a North American player, you really hope that NA takes the 2 victories here and start nicely their group stage in this WICI tournament, correct?
Yep, I am hoping for a Burbo victory here, and it is looking like they are close to taking it. And I believe they can take it here on the Sand River. If they don't, they could be in trouble on Ensk, as we've discussed before, with 1-1 having very good brawl potential.
All it takes is them send some things one way and hope for the best.
And we see here Chase on the top with 5,000 damage in the grill, and Wind getting no value out of the Fosh.
And Dejdi, the lone hero from Burbo, with his sacrifice, being the only one dying, but he also won the game on his own, so.
He held the line long enough for the team to get into the positions they needed to win, and it was just a slaughter from there. Do you think we will see another cap play attempt? It is not as strong from the east, but
I personally don't think so. I think it only works from the side that 1-1 was on.
yes, I agree with that. But what would 1-1's play be with how their calls have been? They have all been aggression oriented. So from the side of the map that they are on now, what would be their winning play?
I want to say something quite silly. They could just go next and go to bed and get ready for the next matches. But let's stay sportsmanlike, and I really hope they take either maybe Kalen control, North control, maybe play a little bit more vision here, and they actually need to deny the middle strike here because it's quite easy to take from the other side. Could probably just set up one tank to deny it with a
Right.
light tank or blind it
So
even.
potentially having a slight swap in their traditional gameplay, potentially leaving something in the base and taking the south control as well as denying that center strike is what you're suggesting?
Yes, but we don't want them to overcommit one way and just lose a brawl if Burbo decides to send tank scale and just win it. But we'll see. This is going to be quite interesting to watch, especially since the pressure is there for 1-1. While Burbo still has a lot of not a lot, but a little bit room to spare.
It is their preferred map. It is their map pick. And I think they're comfortable. I think they're sitting pretty. I think that they are confident in their ability to take the victory in this next round.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I do think Chase and all the Bears probably just want to end it now. Don't want to play for fun on a tiebreak that they don't know the outcome. Oh yeah.
Especially after that Himmel's performance, I would not be wanting to go onto another city map with 1-1.
Same. Especially since in a group stage, every single game matters a lot. Alrighty. Still in Center River. From the side of 1-1, we got triple BZ, 1277, 1 Cax, double E50M. So quite a lineup where you can just like drive at people and brawl.
That is a very expected lineup from 1-1. A very much just head-on engagement lineup. And from Burbo, we have 2 BZs, 1 IS7, 1 CS, 1 E50M, a UDES, and a Sturv. Again, Burbo sticking with what they like. They like to keep space. They like to bleed. And if 1-1 gets caught in their push early, the Sturv and the UDES are going to attempt to capitalize on that.
Do you think Chase will do better in his serve than he did in his grill last game?
The Sturv definitely has the potential to do more damage than the grill, at least in a shorter amount of time. But we shall see here. December and Jingshan facing off on the strike. Jingshan taking a hit from the Sturv and December and bouncing the second shot.
But do you think the raw alpha from the grill has more impact than the serve?
In this scenario, I don't believe so. A 1-1 is sitting in the open in front of their BZs and their Sturv. So the Sturv is getting a lot of value here, being able to put continuous shots downrange. And the grill on the opposing side, when they had it to shoot them crossing into the cap, would definitely get more value there, since on cap they have more cover.
We can see now Burbo heading into the K line with 4 of their tanks against the 3 of 1-1. I really wonder if they'll just drive over it since they already have really good bleed onto the 277 of D13.
Burbo is most definitely going to press the attack here. D13 and Jingshan, both one-shots potentially. First kill going to Dark Ninja. E13 going down, and DQ. Now
And
a
win.
one-shot.
And win now, fallen down. Burbo currently slaughtering the players of Oneone.
And our prediction was correct. Burbo showing their dominance in their ability to position on open maps and to rotate and get their guns bearing on the opponents from very long distances. 1-1, not comfortable in these scenarios, but on Himmels we saw them, they like to brawl, and unfortunately for them, the map pick for Burbo just counters their playstyle.
That was a really, really nice win by Burbo. 7-0 at the end here.
Not even losing half of their hit points.
Wow, I was not expecting a like match point like that for out of Burbo. They really wanted to bring the win home for today.
NA showed up today.